It could very well just be the cable, as you said. But yeah, it's also definitely the way the port is, like, trying to keep the thing in. Okay, that cable should work much better. Holy moly, I just happened to pick a loose cable. So, tech's fine, it's just literally a choice of which cable to use. That's gonna do it. Got it. Alright, back to square one, here we go. We're good now. It's best to get the jitters out of the way as soon as possible. Alright, let's do this. We love good redundancy. The good redundancy is the only redundancy that should exist. Alright, 3, 2, 1, and go. Got some rock and roll this time. Now I should be able to button mash without worrying about the cable getting loose. Alright, this will be the final attempt for now. Yeah, figures. Getting a phone call, apparently. Alright, so here comes the first Spectrobes fight, and the game does give you a quick little tutorial guide. Right there, coming up. Here. Obviously, I'm gonna skip that, but yeah. Nice. All right, first fight done. Now for the rest. And yeah, you can fight as Rowlin, it's just not as effective. So now we're gonna meet Alduus, and we're gonna have a huge, like, exposition about the Spectrobes, how he's from the Giorna system, how the Crawl took over the Giorna system. Kinda, sort of. Like, this game series did try to compete with Pokemon. It's got some solid, like, character designs and creature designs, too. Okay, so I have to, I just have to activate this. And then the next dialogue should pop up right there. Go upstairs. I forgot to take my note sheet out, dang it. Dang it, wrong feature. Okay, so now that I've done that, the game will automatically save because I've used an important system. So now from this point on, if I want to start a new run, I'm going to actually have to do some fancy schmancy stuff to completely wipe the cartridge. But then I'm going to do something pretty extra special, and I won't need these notes that I mentioned until, like, I get to Planet Colon and grab something pretty important. But for now, this is also going to be where we learn about the excavation system in Spectrobes. The first thing I'm going to actually do is locate a cube, because I need 2 in order for the story to normally progress. There it is. Yep, first try. Okay, so far looking pretty good. Gotta get the second one now. I think it's right here. Yep. Just felt like doing that for funsies. Pressing the shoulder button to scan the thing. That's a generous crawl vortex, you know, not necessarily moving right there. Oh, geez. Huh. And then coming up is going to be a very important trick to skip progress I'm going to need some focus time on. Okay. Oof, so much harder to do on an actual DS as compared to my 3DS, which has a much better D-pad for this sort of thing. I got it figured out though now. Looking good. Alright, got a split here. Alright, flashing screen. It's gonna be brief stuff. And dang it, I ran into an encounter. Ah, fudge. It's fine, I can skip it, thankfully. It's a really cool thing. And it involves what's called frame walking. And how it works is I'm holding the B button, which causes Rowland to walk instead of run. I think that was unavoidable. And then, you know, just by doing that, we're like looking pretty good and stuff with doing some very precise tapping. And then just, yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. You're not supposed to get into this portion of the game yet. And in fact, Rowland is going to be a huge lump of glass throughout the entire rest of the run, because, you know, you could get him better armor if you wanted to, but that's not very time-saving. It's risky, though. It's risky as heck. We gotta go right. And we just gotta go up. And then around. Down. Oops. Wrong direction. Now, the reason that Rowland's being affected by this is because those are like harsh UV rays, and normally I need some corona protecting armor in order to negate that damage. And then Spectrobes themselves also have elements, one of them being corona. The reason that the Zozane on my right is not affected is because it is exactly that element, but the Spiken on my left does get affected. All right, here we go. Alright, so I literally just skipped a boss trigger in order to get past to here to get the diamond, which is completely indestructible, and I can literally just go ham on without a problem. And I know I don't have to 100% it, but I might as well. Just because I feel like it. Hey, Alex. 6-7! He said the funny meme! Alright, Trunkos. Show yourself. Yeah, just kidding, you can't. Your model doesn't pop up. But it will in the boss fight. And then we're just gonna take a death warp. It'll be all well and good. We'll just wake up as if nothing ever happened. Come and get me. Thank you. So yeah, I'm actually gonna have to remember to grab my notes very soon. Hopefully I know where I put them. Otherwise, I truly am a dingus. Oh wait, they're over there. I think I see it. I guess in the meantime I could do some quick shiny hunting. No, it's not. It's because that boss is supposed to be defeated at a later point, because you're not supposed to get the diamond until much later. Alright. Quick. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, I was being asked some questions. All's well and good, though. So I'm gonna go to this tree and pick up this Upsilon cube. And hopefully not destroy it. There we go. So coming up soon, I'll be going to Genshi Forest to collect something called the jetpack, which will allow me to get back to the ship at a moment's notice within most rooms, provided that said rooms allow the use of the jetpack. Aside from that, though, it'll be all about using this card input system that the Upsilon Cube will grant me very soon. And how that's going to work is I'm going to input a series of touchscreen presses in a specific order. Five, six, seven. 6, 7! That's all I needed. So now I'm going to switch up my party with these newly acquired Spectrobes, and we're going to shelf the 2 starters for the rest of them. So thank you for your service, fellas. Appreciate you. And now we are off. I'm just gonna heal just in case the game didn't for me. Bum 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 ba da da da. So now I'm gonna go to planet Genshi and find a guy named Professor Wright. No relation to Phoenix, I assure you that. See what we got here for Pokemon while I go out. Ooh, Roggenrola and a Carbink. I think that's a bit rare. And yeah, I do know where I generally need to go. But if I do get lost a couple of times, I ask for forgiveness profusely on my knees. Another horde of Roggenrola, no dice. Ah, ran into one. All right, there we are. That's the story event. Gosh dang it. How dare you put me up to perfection. So at this point, the Spectrobes that I have are what's called Stage 3, and they have more than just this average function of, like, attacking stuff, which is why you saw me use Gildragos to charge. It makes the charge meter go faster. Now we got some more mashing to do, and then eventually I'll be going to planet Nessa, the desert planet. And that's the first use of the jetpack. And that Alpod fossil that I got, I ended up, that is a story given item. I didn't end up doing anything, it's just given to you because it teaches you about Spectrobe custom parts. So yeah. It's a pretty cool feature. If only the speedrun like had a reason to worry about that, but we don't. Alright, so here's Cyrus. That's a treasure hunter. And we're going to be giving him the diamonds that I excavated earlier. So the first dialogue is mandatory, and then I gotta talk to him again in order to activate the diamond check. It's funny because I first found this, believe it or not, from sheer accident, which was by using my Nintendo DS action replay, which I used to cheat for giving you 99 of all in-game minerals. That's funny. Nah, he's helpful. It's just that, you know, he's also obviously a guy that has treasure hunter priorities, all that stuff. I mean, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have had the intention of going to these ruins here anyway, which turns out to be really major. But now this is where I could easily lose time, because I've had trouble with the boss crawl that I'll eventually be fighting with the first time I attempted a run. Like, I really lost a lot of time. But luckily, because the encounter system of this game is purely based on those vortexes, I won't have to worry about, like, two-handing it. And I actually got very lucky there, because The RNG determines if there's a crawl vortex that is like barring your way, but that was actually very good luck. So let's hope that's a sign. So there's your hint of perfection, Alex, and it wasn't even my doing. It was literally the game blessing me with it. Serviceable, he says. Oop, yep, right up there. Last shiny hunt attempt for now. Okay, this is pretty huge because we're coming up to Carcassa, and this boss can be a big pain in my backside. Ikuze! Okay, I need Inca Flare to now follow me. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Oh my god, that was a first try. Oh my god. The first time I attempted this run, it went horrible. That more than makes up for it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna need to do is exit this room in order to use the jetpack, because this is one of those rare occasions of a room that doesn't let you use the jetpack. I can't believe I pulled that off. Like, it's not the most optimal fight strat, but it worked. And I almost lost Inca Flare. I'm gonna heal. I'm just gonna quickly heal. Yeah, no, the thing about my Spectrobes, though, is that because I use the card input system, RW, I get some pretty powerful ones all the same. So really, there's no need to upgrade, because you've basically got ones that are serviceable to beat the game with. Basically. Technically, you could use any party, regardless of level, to, like, beat the bosses and stuff, but yeah. Alright, coming up to a new cutscene. I'll split here. Enjoy the CG while I continue to shiny hunt. So yeah, now from here on out, our spaceship is tied to the ancient spaceship that the ruins became and stuff. And now we're going to attempt to go to planet Miedo. I don't know why I accidentally no inputted there. Oops. But wait, there's more. Unfortunately, the vortexes have this huge gravity force that's preventing us from entering even with our newly decked out spaceship. So now we gotta go to Himuro, the 6th planet of the Nanairo system. And luckily for us, the planet does happen to have a man-made sort of solution that allows us to do something about planet Miedo's little force field thingy. And if I am lucky enough, there will be no crawl encounters. But, yeah, enjoy the music coming up. That's never happened before. There's not usually a crawl vortex in that spot. Jeez Louise, game. Throwing a new one on me. That one I'm a little more familiar with, but that was an accident. That's definitely time loss. Yep, there's another one. Well, at least it's not the location I was thinking about, because there could be one in the middle of the bridge. Alright, here goes. Frame walking time again. So I'm gonna reposition myself as close as possible to the cutscene trigger. Alright. Come on, Rowlin. Ah, I'm doing it wrong. Alright. I did not mean to press that button. Whoops. Ah, jeez. I gotta stop pressing that L button by accident. That's more like it. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, good. I figured it out now with my DS. Honestly, this just might be way easier than doing it on the 3DS after all. And if you're feeling a little daunted by how a frame walk works, worry not. there is a no frame walk category on the leaderboard. And I think it's a bit more recent. Anyway, I'm gonna do more shiny hunting while I do the Himuro minigame. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. I've never once spun the orb. Good grief. That feels so weird. Anyway, we're gonna get something important. Because that's gonna bring on at least one last, like, seemingly side quest, but actually not so much side quest, it's very important. Now I do have to do the frame walk one last time because it's required to get out of here. The way that frame walk allows me to skip that door is that the door has like a cutscene point, and if the game detects that I'm walking, the opposite direction, it'll push me back in that opposite direction. So like, yeah. If I'm walking, if the game thinks I'm walking down, it'll push me back up. As you can see right here. All right. Come on, just a bit more. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Definitely better than my first attempt. Yeah, I think this OGDS D-pad is just coming in way more clutch than my 3DS pad. But that's to be determined. And yeah, I can't use the jetpack to get out of that room, so that's why I have to do it this way. Alright, another cutscene coming up. This one's a bit more automated because we're going to actually be talking about collecting the Geo, which is this special gem that acts as a catalyst to unleash a ultimate form Spectrobe. And Tindera is that particular Spectrobe that I would be able to find on the lava planet Genshi. So we're going back there, except this time it's a different area. And even though the game says that you can do one or the other, and that was another failed shiny attempt, by the way. So yeah. So the whole point of getting that relic crystal is that it will allow certain lava rivers to stop flowing like so, and therefore we can just get across, whereas if you go to this part of the planet much earlier, you can't. So here's the first example. Pardon when those DS instruments suddenly get louder, by the way. There's nothing I can do about that. Fun fact though, once you like stop the lava flow with the relic crystal, you can walk down the passage that it leads. Like, you don't have to go across. Okay, I'm gonna try one more frame walk, because you can do it. But, it seems like there was a crawl vortex there, so oops. Oh, he's down. There we go. Walking through lava. That's the first time I've actually pulled that one off. But yeah, the game does not damage you, despite the fact that it should when you walk through lava. Funny how that works. I think I just took the wrong way forward. Although I don't think I did. Actually, this is right. Yep, this is right. Nice! So now I have to stop these lava flows in order to get the geo. This is mandatory. Oh, hey, Crawl Vortex. Thank you for staying still. I don't know why the game asks if you want to take it. That just seems way too extra. But yeah, I can now call an ultimate form Spectrobe. And using this Geo, it's actually going to be very important because the boss has a shield that only the power of Tindera can destroy. So this is mandated. Like I said, the game says you could go to Mado, but in fact you need this way more than ever. Oh right, forgot to split. So coming on over to the final world here. Let me just make sure my team's all healed up though. Alright, we're all good. Honestly, I don't know why Spectrobes in their child form have health. Like, it feels redundant considering that they can't fight. The whole point of them is to find fossils, so... Also, different child Spectrobes have different search radiuses for fossils. Dang it. That's what I get for one-handing that. Those are some fast ones. Oh. I think that was the wrong one. Let's find out. Pretty sure that's wrong. Although I could just be misremembering, yeah. Blech. Man, why do I always second guess myself? That's why I second guess myself. Eee. All right, keep going. Oh, jeez. Ay, ay. That was 2 vortexes coming at me at once. And right into the tree we go. Dang it, thought I could have avoided that. Okay, keep going. No worries, man. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do dinner soon myself after all. So I get it. Coming up to the final boss, though. Entering the final area. Not sure what the branching paths are for, but hey, it's a thing. Alright, starting the final boss sequence. Beginning with O Torso. Then going into Zealous, and then Goblada. Here we go. Okay. Good. Just had to be sure I wasn't missing anything. Geo time. Yeah, wow, Tindera really does have 4 eyes. 2 pupils in the same eye. Alright, this is gonna be a delicate process. Ah. Alright, proximity reset. Going all out. Oh, I almost had that. That was close. Yeah, not optimal, but it'll do. So the reason I am using that attack is instead of like taking the front charges so that at least I'm guaranteeing some damage even if it is time loss. Alright, I'm gonna bait that attack. Oh, geez. Okay, this is unideal. But I intend to finish this run, so it'll only get better later on. There we go. That's what I should have done. Now that thing can't heal either. Uh-oh. I'm too close. Punch! Got him. Yeah, lost a lot of time from all those mistakes. Alright, Zealous time. Oh, that's right, I gotta face this thing, like, yeah. And it will heal me too, interestingly enough. Now, unfortunately, a torso is trying to get back up as well. And so we gotta bring the fight up to the crawl, the fungus spore, the Zealous. But we also have got the Zeepy. Uh-oh. Alright, alright, alright. Got it. Final boss, Goblada. Just like with Otorso, what I'm gonna do is avoid using the Geo until I know that I can activate it, because the shield has to go up first. But yeah, with Zealous taken out, this is the final stand from the Crawl leader, or Swarm leader in this particular case. Here we go. And time won't be once I beat this boss, but it will be on the title reveal for the credits. So here we go. Let's wrap this up. Yeah. Okay, come on. There we go, shields up. Geo time. I gotta say, the Geo music in this game is definitely better than what you hear in Beyond the Portals, the sequel. Alright, hope and pray it worked. Yes! That's all I needed to do to confirm it. Oh, geez. Kill Trigo. Oh yeah, this thing will try to heal itself. Yes! 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 Oh my god! Whew. Let's heckin' go. And unfortunately, Planet Mute is gonna fall apart now. And time. 1 hour, 1 minute, 28.86. I cannot complain about that, especially after the first time catastrophe I had going. So now I can officially say I've gotten a run done, and I'm very happy about that. Let's heckin' go. And it'll only get better. Had some clutch moments there. Some actual good luck. I think this one was meant to be. Thank you, Buena Vista Games. Thank you, Jupiter. The video codec for the Nintendo DS and for Disney with publishing this game. Yeah, try to get one more shiny hunt attempt in there. Maybe two more. But yeah, I'm grateful that I can now say I've gotten a fully completed run on stream. And I'll definitely want to do some more. Just not now, of course. Not quite the time for that. But yeah, this was fun. I'm glad I got the DS capture card properly working again. I'd say using the D-pad was much easier in that case. Like, doing that instead of the 3DS D-pad, possibly. But I'll have to maybe try on the 3DS cap card at some point or another just to be sure that. Only time will tell. Let me see what we got. It was not meant to be. Oh well.